No microphone today, so I have to speak up a little bit loudly. Working on some pickleball, working on some mechanics. And here's the thing, just to make it super simple, what we're trying to do is send this paddle through the contact zone with the handle and the head somewhat going at the same speed. Now, what we don't want to do is we don't want to do this open and shut door, or otherwise it's going to be very hard to control the direction of the ball if the paddle tip is going much faster than the handle. So what we're trying to do is send the entire paddle through contact with a couple givens. One, typically the ball is going to be dropping. It would be super rare in pickleball to hit a rising ball. It's almost always going to be dropping. So that being said, your paddle face has to be tilted slightly upwards, or you have to brush up. It has to be tilted slightly up and brush up is probably the more ideal scenario, and that's what we're going to talk about today. I'm out here with the wall. All right, got the wall here. What I'm going to be working on is what's called in tennis this long axis rotation. So the forearm joint, the shoulder joint is working to brush up. That way I don't have to angle my paddle face so open and I pop the ball up. So in pickleball, really the main key strategy or tactic is try to hit the ball low over the net. It's not like tennis where you can win a lot of tennis matches hitting super high. So you're trying to keep the ball like in that zone that's a foot over the net, and good players are able to do that. Even when you're dinking, you want to keep it pretty low over the net. So what I'm going to work on is, this is my reference point. So I don't have a tape here, but I'm going to try to keep my balls just slightly above that white line. And I'm going to brush up, brush up, brush up, brush up. So creating space. So I'll never get hurt if I'm hitting the ball in this zone, right here. Once we get up here, that's when you're going to lose the point because the net players are going to hit down. I'm going to brush up, brush up, brush up, brush up. I'm going to drop my paddle below, drop my paddle below, brush up. Drop my paddle below, brush up. Brush up. What that's doing, it's allowing me to have some energy into the ball, but keep my paddle face kind of square to my target line. If I'm doing this, then it's going to be very hard for me to control the ball. Very hard for me to hit my target if my paddle tip is moving past my handle. I'm going to try to keep my paddle tip aligned with my handle and then just brush the entire paddle up. Paddle face up, brush, 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 brush. Drop it below, brush up. Same with the backhand. We're just going to drop below, brush up. Brush up, brush up, brush up, brush up, brush up. So that's pretty good practice, just to come out and feel the arm rotating and being able to send the ball in this space right here. And you just continue to practice. The only difference when you move back, let's say, or to move back and I need to get a little bit more velocity, I'm going to rotate my body into the shot a little bit more, but I'm going to use the same technique with my arm. I'm going to rotate my body while I'm rotating my arm. So the velocity of my shoulder and my hip moving forward added to the velocity of the paddle will send the ball. Just like that. And that's essentially how we serve too. So we're going to drop, rotate our body, and rotate our arm. So if you can learn the basics of this long axis rotation where you're sending the arm out away from you versus swinging into your body, this also allows the paddle to stay towards the target line that you're hitting. As soon as you swing into your body, this paddle tip is kind of going across your target line. So let's say my target line is right towards the camera. If I use the long axis pronation, I can keep this paddle face towards the camera. If I swing into my body, my path is this way, and I'm not going to hit to my target line. So I need to swing outwards while brushing up. Outwards, brushing up. Looks like this. Get out there and have fun playing pickleball.